that.
Debbie's got a problem. Debbie, have you got a problem?
Yeah, I've just sorted this
Cupboard out.
medicine cupboard out. Look,
Yeah.
Look at all those paracetamol.
You silly cow, what have you done all that
Upset
for?
stomach. And these are ibuprofens. Because they said there was going to be a shortage, so I've been buying. So then I thought I'd better sort out. So I've put them all in date order now. I
Yeah.
think we're all up to about 2027.
Do you know you put it in your head, oh, I must put it in shopping, and you must put it in shopping, and you must put it in shopping. And there you just...
So that's all in order now.
It's not just me that's a crackpot in this house.
And then I've got Beecham's
Oh, yeah.
and Lemsip under there.
Have you
in
saw...
another box.
How many you got?
3 boxes.
So-
And this stuff's out of date, so I'm chucking this.
Oh, dear me. Do you know, you do it, don't you? You do, oh, I must pick some of that up. Oh, I must pick some of that
Well, no,
up.
because they said there was going to be a shortage on medicine.
Is that what's...
That's what started me off, so we've been buying two packets a week.
Yeah. Just in case.
And then I thought, God, I've got stuff everywhere, because I've sorted under the stairs, my pantry, and I was sorting some other stuff out. I thought, I'll sort all the medicine and get it all in order.
Yeah.
And then as I'm sort of digging, I'm
More.
like, more.
And more.
Gee whiz. I can't believe
Oh,
it.
look. We must have had a cold bath cough mixed in it.
Yeah, it's out of date though.
Yeah. Okay. Cavonia!
Great.
What have you done with this now then? What is that?
It's an orchid.
What was it in? It came in a...
Oh, sugar.
It came in a...
It came in a small pot. It's flowered once,
Yeah.
and then I've repotted it.
Mm.
But you had to buy. It doesn't live in soil. It lives in this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like bits of woody, charcoaly stuff.
So you bought a load of that.
So I've repotted it.
Yeah.
Hopefully I haven't killed it, because apparently they can be temperamental.
Yeah.
And then that could go back upstairs in the
And you
bathroom.
cleaned the jar.
Clean the jar, because they said
Everything had to
it
be.
gets worried in case sometimes it can catch bacteria and you can kill them.
And there's a woolly cow. Debbie likes... has took a shine to the woolly cows now. We like the woolly cows. Yeah.
So I put that back in the bathroom, because it likes humid conditions. So when you have a bath,
Yeah.
it likes, like, you only water them once a week.
Okay.
So hopefully I haven't killed it. And the flower comes up like that, and you just peg it to that.
Okay. So, I've got to commit to this move. How is this gonna, trying to figure it out, how's this gonna move? That's gonna be fixed there, isn't it? That's gonna go back as far as there, and then just shut forward. Just doesn't really... So, I'm thinking of cutting down here, look. Down there and down there. I'm thinking of pushing it out and then pushing it back in again. So, that will be withdrawn, so that keeps that bit. This will be pushed forward. So there's enough movement there. If I cut here, say if I cut there, cut that down there, put a groove, you put a slot in there, that will go as far back as there. Great. This bit will control it. Or shall I reduce that a bit? Shall I cut a half off that? That'll bring me back to there, won't it? That'll bring me all the way back to there. And that'll shoot me forward. Yeah, what I'm going to do is trim go halfway along there, trim that. Cut a slot in here. Leaving enough to grip here, look, to operate there. So then hopefully that will just poke through to disappear and come back in. So I'll be able to control this area and that area. The trouble with these sort of things, I've done it plenty of times before. Oh yeah, I know what to do. You've done it and then you've cocked it up, haven't you? Yeah. So now I'll try and be a bit more wiser and think about it. Take a half a length out of there, put that in half down there. Fine, that'll sit behind. That'll come as far back as there. And then the next thing is the throw. That will come out enough, so I'll cut that there. Cut this in half first, have another look at it, then look at cutting this slot out. See what sort of a mess we left behind here. Even it's probably worth, rather than just cut a hole, drill a hole here. Where do I want the hole? Let's cut that first. We might have to drill another hole here, and then all we do is slice between the holes. Let's do that first. Does it work better that way? Is that a shorter run? Ooh, that might be a... doesn't matter really. No. Come on, I've got to think about it, and then I'm thinking of pushing this out and then pushing it back in again. Let's have a look. Right, where were we? Slow-mo. So this is where the twitching starts, because you commit to it. Once you've decided you're going to do it, you're committed to it, and you've got to do it, haven't you? So I'm just going to put a slot there. Right, I'll try that. I can always repair it again, can't I? Yeah, I can always sort of repair it. Yeah. Is that a good place for you to see? Let's try that. No, because it'll close up. Probably best to do that without hitting the damn vise. Let's try that. Let's try that. Give it a bash. It's gone a little bit south on this side, but it's small enough. We'll alter it as we get along. Yeah. Yeah, we need to give that top piece a bit of opposite lock. Yeah, just a bit of opposite lock. Yeah, I think the file will deal with that now. So, how easy is it going to be to punch this out? It's not a needle punch, it's a flat-ended punch. Let's see, without stabbing myself, how does it feel to get out? Oh, it's moving. Oh, it's moving really easily. Ah, yeah, so we've got no problem with that. Lovely jubbly. Oh, that's made life easy for us. Yeah, so we've got enough movement in there now. So of course, remember, this will be fixed. And that'll be, hold on, wait a minute. So, we're in. We've got plenty of a throw. This is a bit of a worry, because it won't give us much throw. We've got a grip there, so we've got a grip over it there and a grip over it here. So it doesn't really matter if we cut it, because it's the bit that's sticky out that matters. Just that border, you know. So shall we, shan't we, shall we, shan't we? Shall we, shan't we? It's nearly coming out, isn't it? I reckon we shall. I reckon let's cut it there. Let's shorten it and cut it there. That will still give us control of the shaft. I didn't really want it to come that far. I didn't want it to come back and bend, but it don't matter. We've still got control of it, haven't we? Yeah, we might have to do something with this. Well, because it's going to be on a, it's going to be flat on in a plate anyway, so it shouldn't twist. We might have to put a washer or two underneath to make it slide, or some piece of metal underneath maybe. Let's deal with that problem when it comes. But this box spanner has done what we wanted to do. File it a bit more, make it a bit smoother. That'll be fine. So, do we weld the nuts in the bottom now, or do we weld the butts in the hole in the bottom, take this apart and do it? What shall we do? What shall we do? No, what we'll do, we'll weld the nuts in the bottom of here now, ready to be placed. So that's working okay there. We've got good control here. Little bit of outer control here, because when you bring it out, I didn't want it to be lifting up, causing that trouble. But I reckon, I know it's going to make it a bit long. Am I going to shorten these? I was going to maybe cut that there, but I've sort of missed a trick there, haven't I? Really wanted to come that far. But anyway, or I might just choose to extend this out, because then I've got plenty of a throw then, haven't I? You can't beat a good throw, can you? You can't beat that's proper engagement, that length of, you know, yeah. Although it's only this edge, it only engages by the smallest amount. So we've sort of got it. Oh, we might make these run on runners, maybe, or something. That'll level it up. Yeah, that bit of thread is binding. Get it binding. But if we extend that out, that might be the answer. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Extend the end of this out, I think. Yeah, it might make the lock a bit longer. Yeah, I'm going to extend this out. But look, it's nearly sticking out. It's done the job. If it was in there, it'd be well in control, wouldn't it? The next problem is, do I think I can make a successful even extension on the front of this? You know, Reggie style of extending that out slightly. Give it as much, well, I'd have to extend it by that much to use the full throw, and that would be kept in control, wouldn't it? And there's no worries about that. We can do that, because I imagine this, when it comes, will be sitting on a checker plate. See, we've put them in place. Let's think about extending this out. Yeah, that's about the right size. Cut the end of that off, no problem. Doesn't really matter about there. Cut this in half, cut that off, cut this in half, cut that in half, put them both together, make one hell of a mess of welding it. Put maybe a bit of groove. There will be a natural groove on the top and the bottom. The secret is, as long as you line them up, keep them straight. It doesn't matter what mess you make of it, because you'll grind it, clean it, weld it, grind it, clean it, weld it, and it'll stick together. Yeah, because it's only pushing and pulling, isn't it? So it's no big thing, is it? And this will be the strength. The bit sticks out. This is where the strength will be, or will be required, stopping the two faces from shearing. So yeah, shorten this a bit, do a step here, put a step there, coddle them together, mash them together, and then grind and clean, mash them together, grind and clean. It'll be the same thing. That's the plan anyway. Not a bad cut. I must be improving. Look, that's going to now marry on top of that. I might put a bit more edge, put a valley on the top of this, or that. I might even cut that on top, cut that a bit more squarish, so that the metal's got somewhere to go. But it doesn't really matter, because it's going to end up much bigger, and then you'll grind it back, and then grind it back and back and back, and it'll all be stuck. Yeah, so that'll be all right. Oh, I didn't switch you off. So you can see what we've done now. There's our joint. We've ground the... could do it a bit thinner, but we've created a valley in between here so the metal's got somewhere to go. Down that side and down this side. So that'll grip it there, and we've ground the nose down so we'll have a blob of metal in there, and we'll have a blob of metal in there holding. And that's not far off, it's a little bit out, isn't it? We need to make it a bit thinner. Yeah, which is the thick bit. I think thin this down slightly, or... yeah, it's still not quite right, is it? But it doesn't have to be perfect, because it's within there. And once it's warm, we can bang it, crush it straight, can't we? I think we'll do all right there. I think we'll do all right. Yeah, let's do a bit, see what it looks like. I think that's better. Ground the tip of them back. Ground the inside, and I ground the tip of this in that corner out. Was causing the kick off and making it look odd. And I ground the tip of this off as well, so they weren't making it look odd. So I reckon. Well, yeah, I reckon. Let's give it a bash. So it's looking, look, not too bad at all. It's got, the metal's got somewhere to go. It might create a bump, but my biggest problem now is I've got to get in there and weld that line, not that line onto the vise, and not this line onto the vise. I've got to weld that line there. So, you idiot, do the middle line, because of course you don't see anything, do you? You think you're there, you start welding, you think I've got a line, and invariably it ends up being the wrong line. You end up welding that to there or this to here. So this is the thing, the first contact is the important bit. Everything else will bend. Everything else will make fit, you know what I mean? Yeah. Come on, let's try and get this right for a change. So, now I've got the first tack on it, it just holds it in place enough so that I can, hold on, so I can stick this in the air and go around here now and do that. It was just that very first point of contact. So let's keep that stuck there. Let's hammer this round here and not weld to the vise. It was pretty close though, wasn't it? That's why this vise is so speckled with welding. Yeah, let's hammer that in a bit more and then clean it off, and let's see what the result is like. See, I'm not going to stick it to anything else, and I can really burn my way into there now. So that looks pretty bad with all the clinker wants knocking off, but I'm quite pleased with that, and it's looking fairly straight. Nothing that we can't grind or make move, or you know. So let's cool this off and let's grind all that nice and clean and see what we're looking at. Wow, not bad. There's a hole there needs filling. Another hole around there needs topping up and grinding back. This hole needs filling as well, where all that clinker is. That is a bit of a dip. We need to fill that dip and grind it all back again. But do you see how welding just melts it all together? Just melts it all together as one. It's not as if it's, you know, it's not going to hold anything. It's only going in and out, isn't it? So I'm quite pleased with that. We'll fill that in. We might fill that hole in. We'll definitely do something here. Build it up there, ready to knock it all back down again. And make it look as one. Fill that hole in. I mean, it's good enough now, really. It's good enough now, but and it's a little crooked. Nothing that a bit of hammering and a bit of warming up won't fix. And of course, whilst you're hammering it and molesting it, your chest also checking that it's not going to break loose. So, not bad, not bad. Oh, wasn't that bad after all, was it? We've extended that quite nicely now. And we've got control of it here, we've got control of it here. It was a bit sticky in places. It was a bit sticky, but just all you have to do is get the grindette and just lightly run up and down with it. Almost give it a false wear and tear. It was a bit jammy, you know, in places. But all you have to do is get the grindette and run up and down it very lightly, because, you know, it's holding on, but it's not holding on by a hell of a lot, is it? No, but it's all nice and tied together now. Yeah, and it's I think it was more that it was slightly bent. It's not it's okay, and it's fitted in nicely, so we can hammer this one back in now, can't we? Hammer that back in. So now she's running, and that's without oil and without a bit of wear and tear. See, that's coming to the stop okay there. We've got good control of it here, haven't we? We've got really good control of it here. This is welded to that, so that'll weld to the plate. And there's plenty of a throw on that now. And we're not sort of struggling to get a throw. See, it's quite a clearance all around. It's gonna work quite nicely. Bit of oil and bit of working backwards and forwards. Yeah, that's going to be all right. That will determine our level, because this has got to stay perfectly in the right position to be able to enter the nuts, isn't it? So, well, and can you see I used a box spanner, didn't I? So this is holding it. I stretched that and then used the box spanner here, extended this. We're a little further along. So the tea's arrived. Woohoo! Tea's arrived. So that means we can carry on messing. So we decided there was a little bit of a burr, you know, on the inside of this. So you might call it filing. I'm calling it wear and tear. Let's build in a little bit of a wear and tear. Let's build in a bit of smoothness so that everything runs nice and smooth, so nothing can catch on anything. Yeah. So we give that a little bit of wear and tear. Now let's so it feels a bit better, a bit smoother. Yeah, that's coming to a stop. I'm sort of between two minds where to weld a washer around there. Bring a big washer around here and just put that as a big stop. Yeah, but that's much better now. And of course, we haven't fed it with any oil yet, have we? It's still completely dry, so give that a bit of lubricant and that'll be just fine. I just don't want it to jam. I want it just to slide out there. You know, when you make something like this, sometimes it jams in one particular spot and it can be a right pain in the butt, can't it? Trying to stop it from jamming. So the secret is just file everything. Make sure there's no stupid little bit of a burr that catches it. matter how much time you spend, how long it takes, each little bit that you do is another step closer. So we are another step closer, aren't we? Yeah, we're one step closer with just this checker plate that I'm waiting for. It is in the pipeline, and then we can continue a bit further. But each time you do something, it's just that little bit closer, isn't it?